my God, now I
Bitter rivals, angry at each other. It's like Tyson Holyfield with hot dogs. Okay, you got it? Nick Wehry, 44 hot dogs and buns. He's been on the circuit 6 years. Joey has been on the circuit since 2005. Bitter enemies, deep hatred. You guys good? Everybody good? Just one more. The number 1 and number 2 ranked female eaters in the world. Okay. All right. You need this? Grab it. ESPN real quick. Okay, and now we're going to have Miki. Joey, you get right to shot again, we can do it again. There we go. One second. Yeah. ESPN's gonna grab it, then we're gonna get Joey, then we'll do it together. Joey Chestnut, 15-time champion. We will bring them both up. Joey's record, 76 hot dogs and buns. Miki Sudo, 48 1/2. She hopes to break 50 to be the first woman ever to eat 50 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. Now, my thanks to our sponsors, of course, Nathan's Famous, the greatest hot dog in the world, and now available, of course, all over the world. But it all started in Coney Island in 1916, and that's where we will be every year on the 4th of July. Also, to Pepsi, the number 1 over-the-counter doctor-recommended acid reducer, a sponsor of ours, and we are very happy for them to be on board. And now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get going, I would like to tell you about a special event we have tomorrow that you can see live on ESPN, and that is the Chugging Championship of the World. And it is a sport that has been in the back alleys of our nation for years, but now it's coming to the fore. And we believe this is the next frontier, chugging. Okay? I would like to bring up the chugging champion of the world, but to do that I will use his own words because he is also a fantastic rapper. I am not.
Yes, he is.
He is the top gurgitator extraordinaire, the one who eats to the beat with the flash and flare. Each out of house or home, no thought or care, fridge empty, cupboards bare. The one that rips snacks out of school backpacks, looking over your shoulder like Michael Jackson. He'll be there, son, eating like Pac-Man, digging in your candy dish. Yo, it's a rap, son.
Yo, who be this Badlands, baby? No it fans or maybe it's the Devour like crazy. I'm like the dog in a Looney Tune, baby. Give him the steak and be like, what? No gravy? Superhero with the fork and spoon. Train like X-Men in the danger room. Like a pirate, lower Epicurean booms. Quicker than soup, bring it Master K and Doom. On all trash talk and settle with guts. Don't know I'm buff A, enemy number 1. Perishables take for to keep running up. Who's that like Harry Crumb?
Ladies and gentlemen, Badlands Booker. He was on a doorstep as an orphan by a short order cook and a barback. And they took him into their home and they filled him with love and they filled him with food. And the tiny acorn has grown into the mighty oak. There he is. Now, wearing the Pepsi hat.
Yes.
Now, Badlands can be seen on YouTube at Badlands Chugs or on all social platforms. Tell us about the event tomorrow. Who's coming to chug against you? Some of the greatest chuggers in the world. And what are we chugging?
Okay, we are chugging a gallon of Nathan's quality lemonade. Delicious, get right in the store. You know, Cameron McCurdy is coming all the way from Seattle. It's T. Kenny from Philly, and we got a couple of new chuggers, but we're gonna have an awesome time. 1 minute contest, first to finish, or we measure at the end.
Now, what was your record last year? Did
24 seconds, 1 gallon in 24 seconds.
And that's just good common sense. You get that out of the way, you've got the rest of the day, you have all kinds of time on your hands. Remember, Badlands Booker, one of the great competitive eaters of all time, I met him in 1997 at Nathan's in Oceanside, New York, and he's been on the circuit leading the charge ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, Badlands Booker! I'll take the hat. Okay. As we get going here, what I'm going to do is weigh in all the eaters, but I'd like to invite up our head official judge, Judge Polk, to come up here today, because there's been a lot of national mishigas over judges, and what we want is we want Supreme Court level or just good fashion ethics. What are you doing tomorrow? Do you coach all the judges? Do you tell them the rules? Can we expect a fair fight?
Absolutely. They've been trained extensively and they are ready.
Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 10-minute all-you-can-eat contest. The world record 76 hot dogs and buns. And will you have one judge for every eater? Or is it one judge for every eater and 2 for Joey?
That's correct.
He's very stern. He's like a law professor, but he's got that wig on. Ladies and gentlemen, he will be overseeing it tomorrow. The great Judge Polk. Thank you very much, sir. Mike Sullivan, put that dead center. We're going to weigh in and certify for competition the top eaters. Bleached by the sun perhaps and blunted by time but everlasting. For this man represents all that is eternal in the human spirit. The courage to go on when others fail or turn away. The strength to recognize the value of freedom and to accept the cost no matter how great. Through the curtain of the aurora a comet blazes to herald his arrival, and his victory shall be transcribed into every language known to history. The #1 ranked eater in the world. 76 Nathan's famous hot dogs and buns. 55 world records. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nathan's famous July 4 champion of the world, Joey Chestnut! Joey asked for the hat, but he wanted the Pepsi hat, but let's see this. Let's see this.
225.
225. Now, Joey, this would be number 16 for you, am I right?
Yeah, it's feel good.
Okay. You started out, ladies and gentlemen, I was there. No one thought Kobayashi could be beaten. No one. Except for this man. He was nothing more than a boy. But he came with hope and resolve. Always onward, always forward, carry the weight, advance the cause, never submit unto the breach. And he took down Kobayashi, and since then, he has been the champion of the world. 76 hot dogs and buns, a lot of humidity tomorrow, very likely. Can you break it?
I'm going to be sweating. It's not going to be pretty, but I'm going to do whatever it takes to get those dogs down, and I'll be making a run for the record.
Any hiccups on the training this year? Joey had broken his leg, and you came back from that, dealt with that like a lot of difficulty there, but you just pushed through it. Anything going to slow you down tomorrow?
You know, it's I'm not looking for excuses. No, I'm walking. I can my leg it might be swollen, but you know what? I'm not eating with my leg, and there's not going to be any interruptions this year. It's going to be a fun ridiculous day.
All right, well, listen to this. Ladies and gentlemen, who's not here is Jeffrey Esper, the number 2 ranked eater in the world. And he's 50 plus hot dogs. Nick Wehry, I'm thinking, is over 50 hot dogs. Joey Chestnut is at 76, but if he were to trip or stumble, as it were, he could be taken down. But I believe he will be pushing to break his own record. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of the world.
You know, there's a competition, love of the game. I really love this. I love eating, and I love pushing myself. And when you get older, you find new ways to do the things that you used to do.
Do you have like a regimen or like a physical regimen?
Absolutely, I do practice contests. Now that I'm a little bit healthier, I'm back to jogging a little bit. But the biggest thing is in between events, in between practices, I'm eating super clean, and I'm doing less late night fast food runs.
What's your message to Nick Wehry, your competitor? Your message to him.
My message, I'm hungry because he's going to need to be hungry to beat me.
Do you have anything else you want to say, Joey?
I'm just happy to be here.
So what are you going to be doing after the all hot dogs? Because last year you were like, I remember last year you were like really not looking that great.
Oh, last year I was at a broken leg. If I look,
you were interrupted too.
And I was interrupted. So yeah, I had every reason. You know, I'm trying not to think about last year too much, other than think about how much better I feel this year, and I'm gonna be able to push it a lot harder.
You got anything planned after the contest?
I'm gonna be relaxing with my fiance and trying to just digest a ridiculous amount of hot dogs.
All right, Joey. Hope to see you tomorrow. You have anything else you want to say?
I'm just happy to be here.
Can you spell your name?
JOEYCHESTNUT.
Your position and your title?
World champion. I'm a world champion competitive eater.
All right, thank you, Joey. Good luck.
Thank you.
Just tell us about your mindset as we approach your big event.
I feel good. I'm happy. This is something I love doing, and my body's working for me right now. And I'm going to be able to push it to the limit. And if there's things out of my control, I'm not worried about them. All I can do is worry about the things I'm doing, and I'm just having fun.
And what else do you have planned for the 4th of July aside
So let's talk
from
about,
continuing
so we've got contests for the
crowds?
Oh my gosh! I'm hoping. Well, going into these contests, I'm expecting to feel like garbage for a while. So I'm going to feel like I'm going to be feeling rough. I'm hoping I can make it out of the hotel and see some fireworks on the late night of the 4th of July. But I'm going to be hanging out with my friends and family on the 5th, and hopefully feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that was my question. Do you usually just sleep after a day of eating dozens of hot dogs?
There's more than dozens. There's a lot. So yeah, I'm lethargic. I'm bloated. I'm tired. I'm drunk on food. My interviews before the contest aren't great, but afterwards they don't make any sense.
Still worth it though?
Of course. Oh my God. I genuinely believe I have the best job in the world. I get to travel around, eat, beat people, and make people happy. It's unbeatable.
Can you just say and spell your first and last name for me?
Joey Chestnut, JOEYCHESTNUT.
Thanks, Joey. I appreciate it.
I'm Mike.
Friends, the number 4 ranked eater in the world from Port Richey, Florida. He is the wonderful pistachio eating champion of the world, the great Nick Wehry. Look at that. He and I work out together. Mostly I just do the Bowflex, but he's on the free weights. Okay, let's test him. He's been cutting, so he's probably down about 10 pounds.
$185.
185 pounds. The number 4 ranked eater in the world. 44 hot dogs and buns, ladies and gentlemen. We will see what happens tomorrow.
And I respect what Joey's done. He's the best to ever do what we do. But I don't go into any contest just to have fun and just to compete. I practice to be better than myself. I compete to win. And I respect Joey's ability. I know last year he got 63, which is pretty far down for him. And eventually his body's going to say no. And I've just kind of been on the up and up. So I respect Max Suzuki, James Webb, Zosan, all the great eaters that are here. But with that said, I'm here to add one of those yellow belts to my wall.
You've been doing it for 6 years. That's half a decade. How do you manage to keep up with this regimentation of competitive eating, especially as you grow?
I guess I'm a glutton for punishments, but no, I enjoy progression, and everything I do, I don't see a reason to have to do anything. I'm extremely passionate about it because I think you could fake passion for a period of time, but you're going to run into somebody who's truly passionate, and they're going to bury you. So I like progressing. I like traveling the world with my best friend and the love of my life, and I set out a few years ago to be the best in the world, and I'm not there yet. So until I can kind of take that number down, I'm going to keep doing it.
How did you and Miki Sudo meet?
So Miki and I met at about 4:35 in the morning of the 2018 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest at the hotel gym. So we were both working out in the morning. She approached me, asked if she could take a picture. That was my first year there. We kind of stayed in touch. About a year later, we started seeing each other, and fast forward 4 years, we have a beautiful baby and belts and records and all types of crazy stuff.
Are you going to train your child to ever, if he asks when he's old enough, will he be training to be the next hot dog champion?
As much as he will probably have a phenomenal genetic predisposal for eating, that is one of the two things he's not allowed to do. He will not bodybuild, he will not competitive eat. I suppose if he does ask and he's passionate about it, I won't say no, but obviously I'd love if he decided to become an astrophysicist or a concert pianist or anything that's not competitive eating.
But have you seen him, has he munched down on stuff?
He's got a very varied diet for a 2-year-old. He loves pretty much all his veggies, all his fruits, wide varieties of different cultural foods. Other than asparagus, he pretty much eats everything, but his appetite is pretty average for a 2-year-old kid.
So when he sees you on TV, or on a computer, on the tablet, obviously kids these days don't probably never seen a TV. Does he recognize you as a hot dog eating competitor?
Not yet. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old as well, and they know that Daddy does eating stuff, but they also know patience. But they know that that's Daddy's work, So just like
so when your other kids see you,
they think it's funny, but they also know an accountant doesn't necessarily bring his work home and have his kids start doing people's taxes, and that's how we treat this. It's fun, it's cool, they know what Daddy does, but it's just a job.
And what are you going to be doing after this hot dog eating contest?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I know you're
tomorrow after the contest, probably go back to the hotel, nap for a little bit, and then walk around New York and drink ice water. It's about as good as you can recover, and then probably take a big dose of Pepsi to try to fight off that heartburn.
Right. But tell me, to someone obviously recording on camera, or just seeing it, what's the feeling and reaction when you're eating the hot dogs? What's the reaction and the feeling you get?
I mean, it's definitely different. I would say the way you feel after a contest is closely resembled to how average people feel after a Thanksgiving. Incredibly stuffed and somewhat uncomfortable times 10. And the 50th hot dog, I can assure you, doesn't taste as good as the first one, but it's just a job hazard that you have to learn how to put up with and fight through that tough feeling. But then there's the crowd there. You have tens of thousands of people screaming either for you or against you, and that's incredibly exhilarating. And it has a nice analgesic effect when you have 15 pounds of stuff in your stomach.
You have anything else you want to say?
Not much. Just thank you to everybody for coming out. We genuinely appreciate, MLE, ESPN, Pepsi, all the sponsors, and especially all the fans who come out and support us, because without you guys, we don't get to do this fun stuff. So thank you so much.
Can you spell your name and your title and position?
So Nick Wehry, number 4 ranked eater with Major League Eating, NICKWEHRY.
All right, and your position and title?
Oh yeah, just number 4 ranked competitive eater with Major League Eating.
All right, thank you, Nick. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Hi.
Oh, I've got some tougher competition than years past, so I'll really have to bring my A game, focus. I can't stumble out of the gate. I know my capacity's there, I just can't run out of time.
How long have you been practicing?
Well, Nick started practicing in February, so I really kind of got bitten by that bug and started practicing earlier than I would have otherwise.
What's your message to your competitors?
What's that?
What's your message to your competitors?
This is to my competitors. I hope you put up big numbers on the women's side, but I'll be bringing it. So, all the best fighting for second place.
Huh? Oh my God, that would be so great. I don't want to hit his head. So I'm new to covering Nathan's. How the heck did you guys get involved in? Did you meet in the competition?
We did meet at Nathan's the morning of the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest at the gym.
Yep. We met at the gym at about 4:30 in the morning, training on July 4th. We're both super focused, and we actually didn't start hanging out until about a year later, but we realized that we're both very business focused. We're at these contests, and then fast forward 4 years later, and we got a little boy and more belts, and where we are.
How'd you become a competitive eater?
Competitive eating will find you if you have a talent for it. Really, for me it was a combination of there's a love of food, but everybody loves food. To be a competitive eater, you have to be willing to think outside the box, and a competitive drive is really going to carry you through at the high levels.
How about you?
So I was actually a competitive bodybuilder for about 10, 12 years, and my appetite became a running joke, and somebody encouraged me to do an eating contest. I reluctantly did and won handily, and I got free donuts. We raised money for charity, and I won some money, and I said, well, that's kind of a neat day. And from there, again, it just spiraled to I have an obsession with wanting to be the best in the world in whatever I do, and now we're here, and I'm knocking on that door.
Are you guys feeling confident tomorrow? You think you're going to walk away with another belt?
Yeah, weather permitting, we should see some high numbers.
Yeah, I've been practicing, the past 364 days of prep have gone into tomorrow, ultimately. So if my body cooperates, Joey doesn't have a lot of wiggle room to mess up.
Okay. Can you just say and spell your first and last names for me?
It's Nick Wehry, Nickweehry.
Mikisudo, Miki Sudo.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So I've got some really strong international competition facing me in the form of Mayoi Ebihara. From what I understand, her practices have been going very well. So she'll be giving me a run for my money, and I would be surprised if she finished second or even pushed for first.
How long have you been competing?
So I'm here back for my 10th year. This is my 9th belt though, so I have 9 successful wins. I missed one when I was 36 weeks pregnant with Max over there. So I'm going for my 9th belt, 10th year, millions of memories, and I couldn't be more excited.
So how do you keep up with this regimen as you grow older?
I think, as you get older, have children, life happens, you just find a way to make your passions fit into your life. Thankfully, this is really fun for me, so it doesn't feel like work. I'm very competitive and creative, but just in a different way now. I think I have to be smarter about my game instead of just working harder.
If you were to told yourself the first year, if you were to meet your first year self, what would you say to the first year champion Miki Sudo, to the current Miki Sudo?
If I had met myself 10 years ago, I would have said, buckle up, it's going to be a crazy ride.
And what are you going to be doing to prepare for tomorrow?
Today I'm basically fasting, liquid diet predominantly, keeping my energy levels up, hydration on point, and just so I can compete tomorrow, energized but very hungry and empty.
So what is your message to your competitors?
It's my competitors.
And your second competitor.
Oh man. Honestly, I really just hope that we can bring the women's average up. So I hope to see some big numbers from the women's side too, because even small improvements are steady and noticeable and they make a difference. So ladies, let's do a good job. Let's put on a great show, and everybody have a good time.
And how many hot dogs did you eat last year? And what did you anticipate?
I've eaten everywhere between 31 and 48 and a half hot dogs over the last 10 years. So I'm hoping on the high end. Last year I did 40. So this year I'm hoping to blow last year out of the water and surpass my personal best.
Last question. Do you have anything else to say? And you have a huge fan base in Japan. If you want to say something in Japanese or your thoughts on your Japanese fans, what do you want to say?
Oh, okay. 皆さん応援してくださってありがとうございます。今年も目標sorry, can I start over?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. 皆さんいつも応援してくださってありがとうございます。今年も自己記録を目指して頑張ります。
Alright, can you spell your name?
Mikisudo.
And your position and title?
I'm ranked 3rd with Major League Eating overall. I am the top-ranked female competitive eater and the undefeated women's 8-time champion of the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Alright, good luck tomorrow, Miki Sudo.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm hungry. I'm working hard.
over here with the.
I'm also a friend of Brian Supich's. Oh, remember
Strengthen those arms still now, yeah.
Can we try?
Tell me, you were the first place champion in 2021.
Yep, I was the women's champion for 2021 in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
And Miki Sudo won last year. What are you going to do tomorrow to try to beat her record and win the championship?
Honestly, Miki and I go head to head in a lot of contests throughout the year. Sometimes I can get her, sometimes I can't. She's strong in hot dogs. She's real good, and she's hoping for a personal best this year. So what I kind of got to hope for is that she doesn't hit that personal best, and that I come out strong and put in my best, and then it might be close. But honestly, she's heads and tails above the rest of us, like Joey is for the men in the women's contest for hot dogs specifically.
How long have you been competing in competitive eating and the Nathan's hot dog contest?
I've been doing competitive eating since 2011. This is my 12th year in the contest. It would have been my 13th year, but the year of COVID, I couldn't travel.
And where are you coming from?
Tucson, Arizona.
Okay, and how many times do you practice each year for this contest?
It kind of depends. I used to start pretty early in April. Being a math teacher by trade, it's hard to do that now. So I'll usually get started way later than I want to. I'll get less practices in. But, I'm still pounding a bunch of hot dogs every week and trying to get my technique stronger.
And as the years go by, you get older. How do you keep this regimen going?
Oh, it gets harder. You get lazier, especially after winning the belt. Like, it's hard to have that motivation because dream achieved. But really reminding yourself once you're out here each year, like, I need to be here. Like, I need to be here for the crowd. The crowd is here to see us do our best. And if I'm not training hard, then I'm not bringing it, and I'm not giving them what they deserve. So it's the crowd out there. It's the whole fanfare of it that really keeps us all going.
And what is your message to Miki Sudo?
Miki Sudo, I hope you do your best tomorrow, but I hope it's not good enough.
And how many hot dogs do you want to eat tomorrow? You got a number or something?
One more than Miki.
One more than Miki. Any estimate number? Okay, so you have anything else you want to say?
Go to charitywater.org/cardboardshell and help people get clean water for life, and I'll eat more hot dogs next year.
All right, can you spell your name?
MICHELLELESCO.
And what's your position and title?
Professional competitive eater with Major League Eating.
And your championship team is?
2021 Nathan's hot dog eating champion, women's division.
All right, thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
But it works. You can't climb up.
Siri, call all of the